Alright, what is going on everyone? Today we are here with another video. Today's video is going to be one over mining, which I haven't done a whole lot of. If you guys can't tell, a lot of the skilling videos I do are more so focused around stuff I enjoy, and mining for the longest time was really not that enjoyable. But I've recently been kind of focusing on my total level a little bit and kind of skilling a decent amount. And so in the last week, I've kind of gone over to mining and started to experiment. Now personally, I love AFK stuff in this game, so Motherlode mine is the place for me. And after being there for a little bit and nearing 72 mining, which is when you unlock the upper level, I really started to ask a lot of questions as to whether or not I should unlock certain things first, such as coal bags, the upper level, keep my prospector, sell my prospector, and a ton of people have asked me this stuff in game. So today, that's what we are going to go over. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and go get 72 mining, and then I'm going to start doing some raids and figure this stuff out. And now here we are getting 72 mining. So I'll go ahead and talk about my route to getting here real quick. Basically, I did Motherlode mine starting at level 60 because I wanted to get the Valley Hard Diary out of the way. I'd recommend you guys to kind of do that too. It's just really helpful, and mole is just a really nice thing to kill as you're kind of progressing in levels, so definitely would recommend that. But from level 60 to 72 mining, that was enough for 220 nuggets. Now in total, that's full prospector, which is 180 plus 40 extra. Now at this point, you can unlock the upper level here at level 72, and the reason the upper level is good is because it's a lot less crowded, it's closer to the sack that you deposit your ores in, and on top of that, the veins work in a specific way where about every 30 seconds they reset, so you know when you're going to have to click. It's something I can do while I do homework because I know every 30 seconds, you know, it's just one click, it's nice and easy, compared to mining outside where you constantly kind of have to focus or at least be on edge as to whether or not your ore has depleted. So at this point, I really just had some questions as to whether or not it was going to be worth it for me to stay at the upper level or for me to go down to the lower levels and keep my prospector. Now here is just a little layout of what everything I'll talk about today costs, just so you guys know what I'm really comparing for those of you that just don't have an entire understanding of Motherlode mine. The upper level was my main question going into today, but I found out that there were a lot more to address. Now this is level 72 mining required to be able to get up there, and you need 100 gold nuggets. Now as far as prospector gear, basically each part's worth a different amount and almost according to how much of a percent boost you get. So it's relatively the same as far as cost to boost. Some are a little better than others, but you can see all of those rates and costs there. And then as far as the coal bag, if you have a keen eye, that is a looting bag. I couldn't find a picture of a good coal bag, so I apologize. But the coal bag is 100 gold nuggets to be able to unlock, and the reason the coal bag is kind of helpful, and I'll talk about this more later, is because it just speeds up your banking process. And then over there on the left, that is the sack that you withdraw from, and you can get a larger sack for 200 gold nuggets, which is quite a lot, and I don't really know if it's all that worth it, but we'll get back into it later. And one thing I'd like to add going forward is just that you do get a 0.5% XP boost whenever you equip the full set, so just know that going throughout the rest of the stats for this video. Alright, so now we are on to the upper level comparison, and basically there are a few things you have to consider here. The first thing that I'm going to assume you have to sell off some armor pieces to be able to unlock the upper level. Now the reason I'm going to assume that is because if you don't have to do it, just unlock the upper level, it's better, you may as well. Now there are a couple different places that you can actually go to mine. If you're going to an actual kind of outside area, it's going to take you 12 seconds. If you're going to the Crevice shortcut, which does require medium diaries of Valley done and 54 agility, it's only 10.5 seconds to be able to get to your mining spot from where you deposit your ores. And then for the upper level, it's only 8 seconds. So obviously there is a little bit of time saved there. Now the one thing you do have to consider is the fact that with the outside running and the Crevice running, you are going to have your prospector because you don't have to sell any of it to be able to unlock the upper level. So there is an XP boost there. However, when I was doing these raids, basically what I anticipated was just for a little bit of AFK. What I did was I would wait a couple seconds after every ore, like 1.5 to 2 seconds, whenever I was mining at the lower levels, because more than likely whenever you do Motherlode mine, you're not constantly there ready to go. And so that was my way of factoring in the added advantage that with the upper level, you know when it's going to deplete every 30 to 35 seconds. So you can constantly be ready at that exact time, where if other ores deplete, you may not necessarily be focused on it at that exact time. So that's my way of factoring it in. If you're someone that's paying attention the entire time and will constantly be moving ore to ore whenever they deplete, then it is just better to go to the bottom spots. The overall time you save running isn't that big of a deal, But if you actually factor in AFKing, these are the rates that I was able to get in an hour. So with the outside running, it was 45k and 59 XP. With the crevice running, it was 45.5k XP. And as far as the upper level, there are two rates here. Now, either one of them beats out the other, so it really doesn't matter. The first rate is assuming that you only have to sell off half of your set to be able to attain the upper level, and the second rate is assuming that you had to sell off all of it, both of which are better. All right, so the next comparison up is whether or not it is worth it to sell off half of your prospector outfit to be able to obtain the coal bag. Now, the reason that this is really nice, or the coal bag is, I guess, is because you get a lot of coal from Motherlode mine, and this only takes up one inventory spot. Whenever you go and take out your ore, you can just deposit all of your coal into your coal bag, allowing you to take out more and pretty much eliminating half of the trips that you would have to do to and from the bank. Now, the trade-off here is you're only getting 1% XP boost per hour with half of the prospector set using the coal bag, while with the full prospector outfit, you will be getting 2.5 because you get the extra 1% and you get the 0.5% XP boost per hour for having the full set. So now you guys can see on the left-hand side the pros of both of these scenarios, and the XP per hour rate changes. Basically, with the prospector outfit, you get 1.5% boost. Theoretically, even if you had to sell off your full set to be able to afford the coal bag, that would be 2.5% that you'd be losing, and even then it would be worth it to get the coal bag because the amount of time that you save running back and forth from the bank is just going to be worth it, since you don't get that much more XP per hour by actually wearing the set. So it's something I found really interesting, and I would definitely recommend that you put the coal bag on your list of things to buy before prospector as well. And so now finally for the last one, this is going to be the larger stack, and really, is it going to be worth it or not? I would say no. And pretty much in no instance is this going to be worth it. For one, it costs 200 nuggets, which is a ton. That's more than anything else in this video has cost. And it's not going to boost your XP per hour over 1.3%, which is where it would need to be worth it over prospector and something like this. This pretty much just upgrades the amount of ore that you can hold there from about 85 to 190. So, I mean, you know, it is nice in the sense that you don't have to bank that often, but really the only runtime you're saving is one trip from the north side of the water to the south side of the water every time your sack's full. And I mean, that's just not really worth it, I would say. If you want to unlock it, I wouldn't blame you at the very end, but if you do it early, I'm just going to tell you it's probably not the best way to go about it. All right, so now as far as an order of which I would recommend you guys unlock these items, basically if you're a regular account, just your average Joe, I'd say it's probably better to unlock the prospector outfit first, since you get it moderately along the way. It's kind of cool goals that you can get to and establish yourself, really. And then you also are able to unlock the Fatly Hard Diary, so it's really nice to be able to just get out of the way if you guys want to do that. If you're someone that's purely going for mining XP, you probably want to unlock the first couple pieces of it, sell off those pieces later for a coal bag once you can afford it, and then go all the way to 72 getting a coal bag and maybe buying pieces along the way if you want to. Now keep in mind you do lose a little bit of gold nuggets buying and selling pieces, so do it at your own expense. As far as once you hit 72 though, whether or not you have the coal bag or the prospector outfit, you're going to want to sell off whatever you can to be able to get up to the upper floor, and then after getting the upper floor unlocked, the coal bag is going to be what you want to unlock next. And then finally you can finish it up by buying all the pieces of prospector that you want left, and then in the end, if you ultimately want to unlock the larger sack, that should be the end goal. Overall, that's the best way to go about it from what I've seen today. If you guys do play a little bit more efficiently, as I've talked about in this video, it can go different ways, but for the most part, that is the best way to go about it. So that is going to be it for me today. Hopefully you guys got a decent amount of information out of it. That was pretty packed with stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that went in behind the scenes with this, so if you guys do appreciate it, make sure to leave a like. I mean, there's just so much stuff. This one was really hard because there were just so many small things I didn't anticipate having to factor in, but all in all, was able to figure it out for the most part. Hopefully the information was able to help you guys. If it was, make sure to leave a like. If there's anything you guys want to tell me or anything you guys want me to compare going forward, whether or not it be skills, money making efficiency methods, you know, have me compare anything, I'll do it if it is a solid comparison. And on top of that, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. But with that said, hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and peace.